Mor or mort means death in Latin. In Sanskrit also mar means death. Amar means the one who doesn't have death. Amar, Amar is God. Mortuary. Mortuary is the place where dead bodies are kept, right? Before burial. Mortal. Mortal means subject to death. Mortal means subject to death. Memento mori. This is a Latin phrase. What does this mean? Remember that you must die. This is this phrase. This is a very famous phrase, which means death is certain. Even in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, right? Jatasya dhruva mrityu. For anyone that is born, death is certain. In Latin it is memento mori. Mortality. Mortality is the quality or state of being alive and therefore certain to die. This is again related to this only, right? Memento mori only. What is mortality rate? Mortality rate is number of deaths. Infant mortality is number of deaths per thousand births, right? Moribund. Moribund. This is in the process of dying. Moribund means something that is in the process of dying. Sometimes it is used literally, sometimes it is used figuratively. Moribund factories, moribund towns. The economy is so bad, then which is leading to moribund factories. Means the economy is bad. Factories are almost dying. They don't want to open the factories. That is used figuratively. No one is going to, let's say, theaters. Then you can say moribund theaters. Amortize. Amortize is to pay something in small payments over a period of time. Amortize your loan. What has it to do with death? What has it to do with death? Because to amortize debt means you're slowly killing the debt. You're slowly repaying. You're slowly repaying your loan means you're killing the loan. That is amortize. Mortify. Mortify is to inflict pain by self. Mortify is to make someone feel very ashamed or embarrassed. Let's say you're talking about something bad about some person, and then that person suddenly appeared in front of you. You didn't know that the person was there, but he suddenly appeared. Now it is very embarrassing situation for you. You are mortified to realize that he has heard everything that you said. That is mortification. You are feeling very ashamed or embarrassed now. What has it to do with death? Because the you are feeling so much ashamed that it is like dying of embarrassment. That's why it is mortified. Troph. Troph means nourishment. It is taken from Greek. Atrophy. A is for negative connotation. Atrophy. Atrophy is gradual loss of muscle. Okay. Trophy is nourishment. Atrophy is there is no nourishment, so the muscle is getting lost. That is atrophy. Hypertrophy is the opposite, where there is too much muscle. Muscle hypertrophy is common in men who do strength training. They develop too much muscle. That is hypertrophy. Eutrophication. Troph is nourishment. U is good. Eugenics. We had discussed earlier, right? Eutrophication. Good nourishment. In lakes nowadays, you'll see a lot of green algae growth in lakes. This is because when lot of effluents from industries are released into lakes, there is so much nourishment that this algae is all growing a lot. Algae is growing a lot on the surface of the lakes. Growth of algae and other plant life on the surface of the lake. Now, what happens is, because everything is growing on the surface within the lake, the oxygen depletes. Right, all the nourishment is on the surface, so the oxygen levels deplete, because of which fish cannot survive in those lakes. Here, it is this is happening because lot of fertilizers are creating too much nourishment on the surface itself. That is leading to lot of growth of algae, which is leading to unfavorable conditions for fish and other other species. Right. Eutrophication nowadays is leading to dead lakes. Dystrophy. This is bad. Right? What is dystrophy? Dystrophy is a kind of disorder involving nerves and muscles, especially muscle dystrophy. Hair. Hair is used in words that is related to stickiness, to stick. Adherent. Adherent means something you are adhering to. What is adhering? Adhering is you are following someone. So someone who follows a religious or a political party, etc. That is adhering, believing in a particular philosophy or religion. Those are adhering to that principles. Tape adheres to paper. Right? Adhere means gum here. An adherent of environmentalism or adherent of BJP, adherent of Congress. Adherent means someone who is attached, so who is attached to that party or to that place, etc. Cohere. Cohere means to hold together firmly. Cohesion. Cohesion also means the same thing. Cohesive unit. That means all the members of the unit are bonded very strongly. Same as cohesion. In chemistry also, you would have you would have had this word. You would have studied this word, right? Cohesion. Cohesion in chemistry is tendency of molecules to stick together. That is cohesion in chemistry. Coherent. For to understand coherent, first you have to understand incoherent. Incoherent means it is unclear or difficult to understand. It is not sticking. In signifies negative words, right? Like incorrect. Incoherent means it is not sticking together. The argument is not sticking together. The movie is not sticking together. The movie is confusing. It is unclear. It is difficult to understand. It is not organized properly. It is inconsistent. That is incoherent. The opposite of that is coherent, where everything is ordered, everything is falling in place, everything is sticking together properly. Everything is ordered. Inherent. Herent is stick. Inherent is something that is stuck in you very firmly, so firmly that it can't be separated. That is inherent. Inherent characteristics. A person can have inherent virtues. So some people, they just don't lie because it is inherent to them. The virtue is inherent to them. Inherent rights. Inherent rights means the rights, they're always there. They can't be taken away. Generally, constitutions give inherent rights, the rights which cannot be taken away. Right. Fugue. Fug means escape or flee. This is from Latin. Lot of words you will see. Refugee. Refugee is the person that flees from a threat or a danger. Fugitive. Fugitive is the person that is fleeing from law. Whenever war happens, there will be a lot of refugees because they are fleeing from the place. They are fleeing from the threat. You will see a lot of refugees. You will see a lot of refugees from Ukraine now. You'll always see a lot of refugees from all the places where war is happening. Centrifuge. You would have studied the centrifugal force. Centrifugal force is the force that pushes any object away from the center. So in a way, it is fleeing from the center. It is moving away from the center. That is centrifuge. Washing machine. The principle of washing machine is centrifuge, centrifugal force, because all the cloths are pushed away from the center towards the sides. That is centrifuge. An astronaut who goes right, astronauts training involves lot of training in a centrifuge that generates lot of force which is much higher than the gravity. So these people are trained in centrifuges so that they will be able to manage well when there is no gravity. Refuse. Refuse means shelter or protection from danger. Refugees. The protection that is offered to refugees. Refuse. Fugu means it's a musical form. It is a musical word in which different parts are following one another. It looks like different parts are fleeing from one another. One is coming as if it is fleeing from other. One is looking like as if it is chasing the other. That is fugue. This is a musical term. Subterfuge. Subterfuge is a trick. It's a trick to escape. A trick to escape. What does that mean? For example, let's take a spy. Spies. They have to use lot of subterfuge in their everyday life to escape, to avoid. They have to take different forms. That is subterfuge. Another example, heart healthy. You will see a lot of such terminologies on junk food, right? That is a subterfuge to trick shoppers. Is a trick to escape or avoid. Let's say you don't want to go to an event and you make your friend call you about some emergency. That's a subterfuge because that's a trick. You want to escape. You don't want to attend that event. So you devise a trick. That is subterfuge. Cost. Cost is order. Historically, people used to believe that the universe is completely ordered. Right? Universe is completely ordered. There's a lot of order in the universe. Hence, cos has started being related to universe. Cosmonaut. Cosmonaut means is a space traveler. Cosmos. Cosmos means universe itself. Right. Cosmetics. Cosmetics. Cosmetics means putting things in order. It is used for decorating people, right? Because decorating is also kind of putting something in order. That's how cosmetics has come from cosmology. Cosmology is the theory that describes nature of the universe. Cosm is order. Order is universe. Microcosm. Microcosm is something that is seen as a small version of something much larger. A problem of a company is kind of the problems faced by some company is kind of microcosm for the entire economy. More or less, all companies are also facing the same problem. That is microcosm. Cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan is the person who has got international sophistication and experience. Cosmopolitan is a place made up of people, cultures, influences from many parts of the world. Metropolitans are generally cosmopolitans. Cosmopolitan is kind of citizen of the world. Cosmo is order and polit. Polit is a Greek word for citizen. Okay, that's how cosmopolitan has come. Psi. Psi means to know. From this word, science has come because science involves knowing things. Conscience. Conscience means moral knowledge. Some people have good conscience, some people do not have that good conscience. So, who have got good conscience behave morally. Conscientious, again, means it is governed by morality, scrupulous. A conscientious person is someone with a strong moral sense, who has feelings of guilt when he or she violates something. Nescience. Ne is no. Na science. Remember it as no science. Non knowledge. Nescience means lack of knowledge or awareness. Ignorance. Nescience. Remember it as na science. Na is no. Prescient. Prescient. This is opposite. Opposite of nascent. Prescient means having or showing advanced knowledge of what, particularly what is going to happen. It's almost like supernatural powers. What is going to happen? That is prescient. Unconscionable. Who doesn't have conscience? This is opposite of this. Unconscionable is opposite of conscience. Means this person is not guided by any moral sense. He is very unscrupulous. Okay? Unconscionable waste of trees. That means they are not giving any regard. They are wasting the trees for whatever development that they are seeing. In law, an unconscionable contract is is a contract where even though it is signed by both parties, it is so ridiculous that the judge will throw it out. That is unconscionable. This word is used in this way also. Unconscionable contract. Shockingly excessive, unreasonable, or unfair. That is unconscionable. Though it is signed by both parties. Let's say someone takes a loan from the other person, and the other person makes an agreement that if the loan is not repaid, he can sell the heart of this person. That is, even though it is signed by both parties, definitely the judge will throw it out. This is an unconscionable agreement. This is an unconscionable agreement because it is very excessive, unreasonable, very unfair. Junct. Junct is joint. That's how you get the word junction. Junction is a place where roads or railways come together. Conjunction. Conjunction means it's a word that joins two other words or group of words like this and that. Conjunction is you would have studied this in parts of speech, right? Noun, pronoun, verb, etc. etc. Conjunction is also one of them. Juncture. Juncture is an important point in a process or activity. A place where things join. It is kind of junction. Adjunct. Adjunct professor means the adjunct something joined or added towards the end. Originally it is not part. Adjunct professor is one who is attached to the college. This is not the regular professor. This is not the full member. Disjunction. Disjunction is a break or separation. There is a huge distinction between a star's public image and her actual character. We generally speak of disjunction between science and morality, between doing and telling. or between knowing and explaining. So disjunction means sharp difference between two things. Conjunct. Conjunct is in joining two things. Con means together. Together, both are joined. Conjunction means bound together, joined, united. Part. Part means part. Again from Latin, particle, particle. Bipartite. It means it involves two parts. Impartial. Impartial, what it has got to do with part? Because a person who is partial really sees only one part of the story. He will not be able to see the complete, all the parts. So impartial means who can see all the parts. It is the opposite of partial. Partial is the one who is seeing only one part or only few parts. Participle. Participle, it involves part. How? A word, it's a grammatical word which means a word that is formed from a verb but used like an adjective. For example, crying child. In crying child, crying is a verb but it is used as an adjective. That is participle in grammar. Partisan. Partisan is the person who is taking one side. He supports only one part, only or one side, only one party. Partisan crowd. That means the crowd is polarized. It's supporting only one side. They are not neutral. Miss. Miss means again from Latin to send. What is a mission? What is a missile? Missile is something that you spend through air and water, right? That is missile, which includes miss. Dismissed. Dismissed means you are done. You are done. Today the class is done. Class is dismissed at the end of the day. That means you are sending the students home. Mission. Mission. Someone is given a task. Someone is sent with a task. That is a mission. Missionary. Missionary is a person who is undertaking such tasks, who is sent with such tasks. Missionaries. There are a lot of religious missionaries, Christian missionaries. Missionaries, their job is to convert people to Christianity. They are sent with that mission. So mission also involves miss, which is sending. Emissary. Emissary is someone sent out to represent another, like an agent. That is emissary. Emissaries are also sent on missions. Emissaries are generally representing governments or political leaders. Transmission. Trans is across. Yes, mission is sending. What is transmission? Transmission is sending something from one point to another point, generally for signals, radio signal transmission, television signal transmission, etc. Or you can use in mechanical engineering also. Power transmission in gears or engines, axle, motor transmission, etc. Pel. Pel is to move or drive, again from Latin. Propeller. Propeller, what does it do? It moves it moves a plane forward. What do you do in dispel? Dispel. Dispel. Dispel someone's fears. That means you move them away. You drive the fears away. You remove the fears. That is dispel. Compel. Compel is compel is to force someone to do something, to make something happen. You are making something happen. That is compel, which involves spell. Because you are moving, you are making something happen. Expel. Expel also, you are forcing something out. You are forcing something to move out. That is expel. Expel a student from the college. That means you are throwing the student out of the college. That is expel. Eject versus expel. Eject might be temporary, but expel is permanent. Impel. Impel means it's actually to urge someone to move forward, to drive forward, generally by strong moral force. Impel is also similar to compel. It is a synonym of compel. But impel suggests there is more inner drive. Impulse. Impulse is more of inner drive. Impulse buying. Impulse buying is something you suddenly buy. You don't plan it. You suddenly see something and you buy it. That is impulse buying. Impulsive behavior. Impulsive behavior is suddenly saying something stupid. That is impulsive behavior. So there is lot of internal drive. That is impulse. Impulse. Impulsive behavior we just discussed. Repel. Repel is to send something backwards, to drive it back. Repellent. Insect repellent means it drives away the insects. Repulsive order. That is repellent. We also use repel for dislike also. That guy repulses me. That means I don't like that guy. Repel is to move backwards. Let's learn more words in the next videos.